NISTRO. As you can see in the title of the video down below, we're going to be talking about 5 things that you need to know in order to not look like a complete scrub.
Yeah, it make you look like a complete idiot if you don't know these things, man.
Some of you may still look like an idiot.
Yeah, they often do. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of idiots in the Yugioh community. Just look at Zodiac Duelist. Anyway, so do you want to get into the first one?
Yeah, sure. Number 5, know your rulings.
Yeah, rulings is real important. You know, just making sure that you understand how your cards work, how they interact with each other.
How your opponent's cards
How
work.
your opponent's cards work is real important as well. I mean, you know, it's okay to ask a judge every once in a while, but, you know, obviously judges are going to be overwhelmed in, you know, certain events where there's a lot of people.
If you repeatedly ask a judge for rulings in the same event, fun fact, you will get disqualified.
Yeah. They
don't do that.
Yeah, they find it annoying, and
they will call you out on it. You'll get pimp slapped by a judge.
Yeah,
Not really.
Yeah.
You might, though.
Maybe like behind the venue, they might just
or they'll
a few judges might just drag you out the venue, just, you know. Like,
or they'll steal your cards.
Yeah, that
I told you the story about that.
Yeah, that'll be real crazy too. So yeah, just make sure you understand the rulings of the game. PCST, I think it's
problem solving card text.
Yeah. PSCT.
Important terms. PSCT. SEGOC, sequenced events go on chain.
Yeah, the importance of like semicolons, like understanding what's cost, what's effect, what activates a resolution.
If when statements.
If and when. And, you know, understanding that, you know, like a card like
Ash Blossom in winter and Joyous Spring, how it can hit everything.
And understanding like impossible situations, like having a card that says, oh, you know, spell cards can't be activated, and, you know, having a chop card that says chop cards can't be activated. Obviously, they won't be able to be on the field at the same time. So,
spell canceller and royal decree.
Oh yeah, that's different because one's a monster, one that's not an impossible situation. One would be like with
the Jinzo Amplifier Royal Decree lock. If you attack skill drain, that'd be illegal play. Also, no illegal plays.
Yeah, no illegal plays. Also, like a pole position and equipped spell cards. That is also like an impossible situation because it'll infinitely gain and lose attack. So you wouldn't be able to activate that equipped spell card if it will make it the highest attack monster on the field.
All right. Yeah. Number 4, know your prices. So this is not more for like a playing aspect, but more of just like a trading aspect, obviously.
Yeah. It's something that it's something that's real easy to do. Like, you don't have to like study up these things. There are resources.
We have phones.
Yeah, we have phones.
We have the internet at our disposal. Just
I know, you know, like maybe not everybody, you know, knows these things in the front of their head, but it's something that, you know, if you know you're not going to have a connection at locals, and, you know, look this stuff up beforehand so you can have an idea of what prices to give for your cards when, you know, like you're trading with someone, and also know when to say no and when to say okay, you know, and when to respect someone's wishes. If they have a card that's overpriced, you don't have to get it from them. If you know a place where you can get it for a lower price, don't stress that person out. Okay, you don't look like a complete idiot stressing that person out for that one piece of cardboard. Okay,
don't fight over a piece of cardboard.
Yeah, go. Well, that's a different story.
Oh,
go to somewhere else where you know you can get it for
or if need be, just step back.
Yeah, step back.
Breathe, take a deep breath, and then come back at a later time. But anyways, I will leave a guide on how to get pricing apps for Android and iPhone users in the description below. Number 3, get card sleeves. I cannot stress this enough.
Good card sleeves.
I cannot stress this enough.
Good card sleeves, especially right before you enter a tournament, because those like whether it's a locals or like a big event like a regionals, YCS,
Nationals,
or something like
Worlds.
That, it's like judges are gonna crack down on that, and if not judges, then your opponents might crack down on that as well. If they see something wrong with your sleeves, if they see some inconsistency, they're definitely going to call you out on that, and that's something that can definitely
3 important things you need to know before we move on to the next point. Number 1, you must have the same texture sleeves in your main and side deck. They cannot be mismatched sleeves no matter what the color is. For example, I'm going to use generic brands like Ultra Pro and Dragon Shield. I don't think they make Yu-Gi-Oh! Size mats, but just using them as an example. If they have the same color sleeves, they're not the same texture, you cannot use both of them in the same deck. You can use them for extra deck, like the different brands, that's okay, but you cannot use different matching textures in the same main and side deck.
That's actually some real saucy information right there. You know, I knew you could have different with your main and
extra, because they never go together, but your main and side, they have to match because they need to be interchangeable at any given time.
And if you ask competitive players, like they always get like new sleeves a lot. Like especially before going to events, like just buy a new pack of sleeves right before going to that event.
Or buy your sleeves in bulk. What
Yeah.
I usually do is whenever I go to locals, I buy 2 to 3 packs of sleeves as entry every time I go there. So that way, after like 2 or 3 weeks, when my sleeves get like dirty and crusty in the middle, I can just interchange them and it'll all be okay. I still have a pack of sleeves in my bag for whenever I go anywhere.
Yeah, so and obviously recycle your sleeves after. Care about the earth.
Like if like the sleeves you use on your deck, take off, put them on the cards in your binder. That's always the thing you can do.
Oh yeah, that's definitely
save
a good
more
idea.
money. Save more money.
Because cards in your binder, they
need protection too.
Yeah, because dust can get in your binder real easily. So having sleeves in your binder could just protect them from that one speck of dust that may decide to come into the slot and be all the way at the edge over there and be like impossible to take out unless you like blow into your binder.
Which don't do that. That looks weird.
Yeah. So having a sleeve, just make sure that one speck of dust doesn't ruin your entire card. Especially
if you see anyone with that just leaves sleeves at like the corner of your locals and they look fine and not broken, take them. Sleeves are money. Sleeves add up in a lot of ways.
So yeah, sleeves are important. Always get a good brand. Obviously everybody has their own favorites and preferences, but
I prefer Ultra Pro. He prefers like Pro Matte.
Eclipse, but and try to stray away from sleeves with like artwork on them. Although they do look cool on like
the artwork tends to be on an extra layer, and the extra layer peels faster through various amounts of play.
So it's like maybe after like a week or two, those sleeves are gonna be like done. Like
you can use them for extra deck. That's been proven okay because you go through your extra deck as fast as you go to your main deck. You don't shuffle your extra deck. Technically, it's against the rules.
Unless there's like a card.
There are a few cards to make you shuffle your extra deck. That's weird.
But since Master Rule, not Master Rule.
Since Master Rule 3.
With the pendulums, shuffling your extra deck has just been like a weird thing, and I don't think anybody.
You can't even do it.
Yeah.
Because they have to be face up. Anyways, number 2, because I think we're going backwards.
We're going number 2.
Play test every deck that you think you need to know, already know, or are going to know. This I cannot stress more importantly. Like, for example, when new sets come out, i.e. Circuit Break, due to this video's timeline, playtest every single deck and card that you think or will be good in the near future.
Yes, because I can't tell you that how many times I haven't played against Zeus, like, at all. So, like, the one time that I actually went into a tournament, I played against True Draco. Now, although I've seen True Draco played quite a few times, I understand how the deck works, I understand all the ins and outs of the deck, but playing against him myself for the first time in a tournament scene was a little challenging because, I haven't played against it in, like, ever before. So, like, I didn't know if I were making all the right moves because I hadn't properly playtested against it. And the same thing happened to me the next round. Well, I got lucky with the first round against True Dracos because he bricked game 3. But I faced off against Zodiac round 2, and like although my deck could kind of keep up with Zodiac's, I didn't know which cards to stop, which cards to like hit, and like how exactly he was going to go about his strategy because I haven't play tested Zodiac enough against Zodiac enough. So it was like something that really hurt me as a player because I didn't play test, and I ended up looking like an idiot because I was like, oh man, I never played against Zodiac before. So I was just saying that.
Take your time to play test on online, play test in real life. If cards have already come out and you just happen to have them, why not? Always consistently play test. It's how you will improve as a player. It's how you'll be able to progress and be able to have more expansive knowledge on most of the cards that you see people playing.
Yeah, especially if you know you're gonna run into a deck like that. Like if Yu-Gi-Oh is one of those games where like it's real easy to understand what the best deck is because it's usually always based on the deck's results. So you know you're gonna see that deck more often. So if you know you're gonna see it more often, play test it against it a lot. See how good you do against it. See if you need something to side deck against it. If you don't, and you'll only better yourself from there.
And the last one, which I really cannot stress enough, manage your cards properly.
Yes.
It is actually a rule that if your card is moderately to heavily damaged, you cannot play it in a tournament. Beside the fact of what language it is, which is a whole other subject. If your card is heavily damaged, get some sleeves, first of all. And secondly, replace it.
Yeah.
Your opponent has to be able to... So the official term for that is they have to be able to read the name and the effect of the card, which is why a lot of signed cards, like signed by players or signed by celebrities, they cannot be used because sometimes the people write their names so big that it impairs the name or effect of the card and makes it unusable in a competitive duel.
But it's also to a point where if your card is damaged to a point where you can kind of feel it if it's in a card sleeve, like even if you have all the same sleeves, all the same texture, but if you can feel the difference just by picking up the card, even if it's a real slight difference,
like if it's like a bottom tear on like the bottom left corner,
and
people will feel that.
Yeah, and it's something that although it may not seem like a big deal at first, like some people will try to take advantage of that. So it's something
you'll get rule shards, or people will cheat using that on their own benefit. For example, people will like take their thumbnail and they'll like puncture the back of their card so that they know when they're drawing. Like, oh, I'm about to top deck Raigeki, or I'm about to top deck a Kaiju. They will do that so that we can have the upper hand and know how to manipulate the duel on that end.
Yeah, and also something that you just have to make sure that you never actually let your opponent shuffle their own deck without you shuffling it as well, because sometimes your opponent can be like, if you're going to an event where you don't know who your opponent is, they may just do something to their deck to a point where like they're stacking their own deck and like doing all these card
like unless the card says place this card at the top of your deck and then so on and so forth, always cut their deck. Even if that card says that specific text, they have to take that card off of the deck and then let you cut the rest of their deck. Yeah. It's in the rulings of every single card. Every single card game, you have to be able to shuffle your opponent's deck to make sure that they're not cheating.
Because if you've seen some of these magicians online these days, they can do some crazy stuff with these cards. So just make sure that you also get a chance to shuffle it thoroughly, maybe even power shuffle. If you're in like this big event and that's something that you feel like is like worth taking the time out to do, because
disclaimer, you cannot actually power shuffle your opponent's deck mid duel. Disclaimer.
Oh,
they will call it out. They will judge.
But between rounds you can still power shuffle.
Yeah, it's like after you side deck into your side deck game 1, game 2, not game 1, game 2 and game 3, then you can power shuffle your deck at the beginning of the game and at the end of the game. I've never seen people do it at the end of the game.
Yeah, well, there's no need to do it at the end of the game. But yeah, just make sure you understand how to manage your cards. So, I guess that's
pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for the main ones, and we do have a little bonus round.
Yeah. For all of the dumpster fire smelling Yu-Gi-Oh players that I personally know and don't personally know, take a shower. I do not want to be in a room with 400 plus sweaty, smelly Yu-Gi-Oh players for 9 hours of my day and coming home smelling like a skunk, like died and had a cremation on me. I don't want to go through that.
Bro, there's no excuse, man. Deodorant costs like $2, bro.
You can get baby wipes, or if you are that poor and deodorant is a struggle for you, you can get baby wipes. Whatever your problem area is.
Bro, packs of gum only cost like 35 cents. Those cheap 10-cent gums, man. Just anything that you need, man. I don't think it's too expensive.
Just
I don't think it's
wash your ass. Yeah. It's not difficult. Like, I understand if you're like a little kid and you're feeling like you're going through your rebellious emo teen phase. That's okay, that's cool. Still gonna get ridiculed for that though. But if you're like a grown, like 30, 40-year-old man and you smell like a dumpster fire, that's not right.
Like, before you go outside, make sure that you smell good, okay? If you want to smell bad in your house, if I go to your house and you smell bad, I'm not really going to complain because it's your house, okay?
I'll just never go to your house.
Yeah, you just manage yourself the way you want to manage yourself, okay? But if you're going to go outside, you are in a space with other people, okay?
Most people don't want to smell your funk.
Yeah, you have to consider other people, unless you're just a selfish bastard. You have to consider the other people around you, and it can kind of be a tactic.
It can be a deterrent.
Deterrent is a good word. I was gonna say tactic to win against your opponent.
I don't want to have to sit there with a clothespin on my nose, and be like, "Judge, can we get this man some Febreze?"
Smelling as bad as possible just to make sure your opponent isn't paying attention to the actual duel. That'll be.
I actually want to know. I actually don't even know if you can get disqualified for actually not taking a shower. I want to look that up now. There has to be some like just some common etiquette of like take a shower.
Yeah, like I think common decency is something you should. Definitely.
Just at least have it like the back of your mind, not even the front of mind. Like I know quite a few people who would take cans of Febreze and threaten to spray your opponent, but then it's wasting your money on Febreze that you're spraying from your can onto them when they don't wash their ass.
It's sad.
It's
real sad. Oh my god. But yeah, that's really all I have to say for now. That's 5.5 ways to. Well, I don't know if the last one really counts.
I mean,
the last one kind of kind of does count.
Being a scrub in the other sense.
Yeah, in the other sense of being a scrub at life, being a scrub at hygiene. Okay.
Being a scrub at being a human being.
Yes. So, 5 ways of being a scrub, of not to be a scrub at Yu-Gi-Oh, and 1 way of not to being a scrub at life.
Moral of the story: know your prices, know your rulings, get sleeves for your cards,
Good sleeves.
manage your cards, play test your decks, and wash your ass. This has been Yugioh with TCG NISTRO.
TCG NISTRO. You said TC NISTRO.
I apologize, I speak fast.
TCG NISTRO.
I
Not
will
to be
make-
confused with the card guys, so those are a cool bunch of guys.
He is not sponsored by the
I'm
guys.
not sponsored by anybody. Send me money, please. Send me sets so I don't have to spend my own money on them.
I will link his channel down in the description below, so that way.
Link his as well, since it's gonna be my channel as well.
Yeah, so that way you guys can refer to each other to both of our channels. Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, man. Look, this guy's on the rise, man. Okay, don't underestimate this guy.
I will put my Discord, my Twitch, my Facebook, my Twitter, my Patreon in the description below.
That's too much. But we'll see you later. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Peace out.